What's going on, everyone? I'm Teray, and thanks for stopping by, Filling the Hole. Join me each week as I sit with guests as they share their experience, strength, and hope on our journey to overcome suffering. Please enjoy this episode of Filling the Hole. All right, Chica.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Okay. What's going on, everyone? I'm Teray, and thanks for stopping by, Filling the Hole. With me in the physical studio today, I have one of my nearest and dearest, Zane. Hi, Zane.
It's Big Latto and Lil'Latto.
Big Latto, Lil'Latto. What's up, Lil'Latto?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, baby. I'm good. Thank you so much for coming and spending the night in my humble casita.
This is insane because, like, where we first met, so, like, I remember we were watching Home Alone 2 when he was, like, at Newark, and you were talking about New Jersey. He was coming down.
I was definitely coming down.
We were in a detox and talking about how we live in the New York area.
And what I guess our real lives were like prior to going to rehab.
Yeah.
Very that.
And now we're here.
We are here. That feels like so long ago to me.
It was almost 6 months ago.
That's crazy. December 1, that's when I checked into that experience. Into that experience.
The whole experience.
The entire experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, girl. Wow. We have come a long way. You have come a long way. I just want to admire your growth and your dedication to just fucking doing the work, girl. You have been doing the work. And I don't know. I knew you were going to be okay, but I think when I first met you, I don't think you were taking it as serious.
I didn't even know what recovery was.
No. You were like, I'm finna go and do this little, stay away.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to go back to work, and then I'm going to go back to life, and that's going to be that. And I was like, I don't think she realizes the gravity of the situation that we are in.
Life back on my own terms. Like.
Yeah. Yeah, how was that?
They told me that I was going to go to rehab for a cute month. 30 days.
Your work did.
Yeah.
And
5 months later, I just got back. I got back to New York 2 weeks ago.
And that was such an exciting day for me. I was avoiding your calls left and right.
You were.
Because you were meeting up with a fellow. And you're like, bitch, I'm home. We're going to a meeting. Da, da, da. I was like, I have many apartments. I have doctor's apartments. I have apartments. And I'll see if I could catch up with you. And then I pulled up on your little ass and scared the shit out of you.
Yeah. I was like, he's too busy not working a program.
She got out of rehab and she don't know how to act.
Very much.
But sure enough, we went to that meeting.
We did.
It was a good meeting. You got recognized.
I did.
They gave you a book, a pamphlet, something with paper and names and numbers and shit on it.
Yeah.
I didn't get jack shit, but
yeah,
I'm not bitter.
No.
No. We were just watching Baby Reindeer on Netflix.
Yeah.
She's cute. It's a fun little bop.
Everything, when I was watching this, everything about, like, avoiding problems and letting things, like, obvious problems in your life kind of just stack on. Like, it's beyond, like, the main concept.
Yeah.
But it's what I've been learning at rehab about, like, I don't know if this is addict behavior, but procrastination. Mm-hmm. But, like, letting shit slide until, like, it's just too fucking much.
Yeah.
And, like, it just ruins your whole life.
I think that is not only addict behavior. I think that's like keynote addict behavior. I think that's everyday behavior though. Like that. Yeah. I think normal, right? I think everybody kind of does that. I think as addicts, we take it to the next level because we start to believe the illusion that we're escaping shit.
Yes.
Right. And then we come back or we come down and we're like, wait, how has this shit morphed and molded and multiplied into this gigantic thing
where it was like, bitch, I just should have paid the parking ticket. Why?
Yeah.
Why do I have a boot in my car and it's on the back of a tow truck and
Yeah.
I'm running down the street, in a jockstrap?
Yeah. Up until then,
You were there.
I was following.
You saw.
And then I
Okay.
lost you.
Like, how did this become my life so quickly?
Yes. And then it's like, I deserve this drink
And then
because life is shit.
Yeah, I'm going to do exactly what I was doing to avoid this problem that made it, catastrophic.
We love a fantasy.
Bitch, the
Love.
ooh ah ah, like the ooh ah ah. Very that.
Sleeping Beauty.
Yes. My zany Zane.
We're here.
We're here, bitch. This should be a fun episode because I feel like we have a lot of herstory.
Me and Lil'Latto. Teray over here.
We go back like car seats,
I
bitch.
think it was just like inevitable. Because we detoxed together, but I was for the rehab we were at. It was like there was like a satellite place to do
like a sister.
a detox, and you can do residential if there's not enough like beds at the main campus.
Which is where you originally thought you were going.
Which
right?
I thought I was going to be.
Mhm.
And then when they took me to this place in Santa Ana,
Uh-huh.
I was like, because I flew in on LAX and I'm like, oh yeah, like why are we going coastal? Why are we in Seal Beach? Why are we going into OC?
Somebody stop the Uber.
And it was only me and like two other people, and I was like, oh my god. And this other person who like left like
Before I got there?
like 3 days. No, like that night actually.
Really?
I was eating dinner and then his insurance stopped paying for it. But it was crazy because his uncle was a therapist at our rehab. His uncle.
That's none of my business.
Yeah.
That's none of my business. Oh, well, I hope that she got the help that she needed some way, somehow.
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't know that it was you and two other people.
Yeah, it was weird, but like at least because it was my first time ever checking into a rehab.
And your last time. Right?
And my last
And
time.
your last time. Same.
But like I'm just this 22-year-old who was coming off of partying and traveling and
we're gonna elaborate a little bit
and
more
suddenly
on that.
like that weekend my friend was like, you should just call the company I work for and say that you just have a problem. And then I called and I was supposed to go back home to Hawaii, and then they said no, like you should just go to rehab tomorrow because you should see your family when you're sober. They basically forced it too. They're like, no, you can go see your family when you are sober.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, what? And then they changed my flight from New York to Hawaii to LA to the next day. And
Damn, girl, they got you.
they said I was going to be in trouble if I don't go. So I was like, holy fuck. Like, it was like, I think like 10 p.m. when I realized that. 'Cause
New
I
York
did-
time? Or
New
were
York
you
time.
already on the West Coast?
I was.
You were
I was
back
still
home
in- I was
in
still.
Brooklyn.
I live in Brooklyn, and hearing that like it was like 10 p.m. when I did like admission stuff, but I didn't think like it was like immediately. I thought it was like just like an intake for like sometime within the month of December,
And they said
because it was like
no.
November 27th. I called that morning. Took 12 hours of just. Mind you, the guy intaking me is not a therapist, but I was thinking he was one.
Who, like from your company?
Blue hair.
Oh, I thought he was a therapist too.
Yeah.
She was on the phone with me because I had my little
Your little episode.
episode on the scooter where I was. It took me about 2.5 weeks to make it to rehab after I landed in LA. And I was supposed to get picked up from the airport. But he
Where was
called-
your suitcase?
A lady never tells. All right, worry about yourself.
Yeah, it was on Santa Monica Boulevard.
Literally, it was. Never mind.
Yeah.
Well, so Zane,
On
obviously,
Santa Monica and La Cienega, like just right there.
Girl, it was on Sunset.
Right there.
It was right there
Absolutely.
on Sunset. Let's go. Let's give it to the children. So
Let's give it.
we met in Santa Ana at
We
the
did.
sister rehab to detox. I was there a few days. I think I got plucked, and I went up to LA, and
You did.
you stayed down there.
Yeah.
What was that experience like?
First of all, I didn't get his phone number. All I remember was there was like 2 separate houses, and I go back towards the side he was staying at for breakfast, and all I hear him say is, "Oh, I'm leaving." And I'm thinking this man is leaving, and so I'm
like checking myself out.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh God. And then when I found out that you were going out to West Hollywood, I was like, oh, yeah, I don't know. This man is going to stay. All these things that I was hearing about this place that I have still not have been to.
Yeah.
That I supposedly checked myself into. I was like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I might never see this man again.
Well, and then there were like Zoom meetings, online meetings that we were allowed to do because I had to finish detoxing there.
Yeah.
Like detoxing, which is, we're going to keep you for 30 plus days to detox you. And there was a meeting that you guys were on that the place that I was at was also on. And I think I wasn't feeling well in my back, whatever.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't on the call, and I remember you saying, "Bitch, I thought you checked out. I thought you left." When I finally saw you,
because we didn't see him on Zoom.
When I finally saw you a month later, and you made it to West Hollywood,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh my!"
No, what happened was one of the staff said, "Oh, you might see Teray there," and I was like, "Teray?" And this staff member, she was like, "Yeah, like one of the people at the main campus emailed and said, "Oh, Teray left his journal and would like to grab it or someone deliver it." And I was like, "Oh, so he's there?
This
Still?
bitch didn't make a run for it.
This bitch didn't make a run for it."
I thought about it a couple of times.
Yeah, and I was like, and so when I pulled up to the second level of care in rehab, seeing his face, I was like, "Oh my God!"
Mm.
But it was different too because the person I met was coming down, detoxing.
Barely out of my room.
Barely out of your room.
That was sick.
But seeing him lively and I think that was like one of the first times I got to really see like the authentic self come out without nothing in his system
or depressed and like hating life
Yeah.
and going through it.
Buying into the program.
I think that's what it was. I think
Buying into it.
I think, yes, you saw me 40 pounds heavier. And you saw me 40 pounds heavier, and you saw me, I think, I had like that hope and that fire back
Yeah.
because being out and being on drugs for so long, my fire was so dim. It was barely a flame.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you in that moment when you finally made it to the West Hollywood campus, like my heart, I screamed because you were rolling in with your suitcase with a couple of other fellows, and I was like, "Ah, my baby! Oh my gosh!"
With my fur coat.
Yeah, with your fur coat, looking
I had
fabulous.
to let these bitches know.
She came in to give indication to let these bitches know she's not the 1, the 2, or the 3. This is not the red line, bitch. Play with her if you want to.
Yeah, play
Play
with anything.
Play with your mama.
Play with your mama.
Don't play with me.
Don't play
Play
with
with your. Don't play with me.
Play with your own kitty cat
but don't
before you play with me.
play with your mama's kitty cat.
Don't play with me or my money or my man.
My meal, my money, my man. Oh, day. I got to get her on here.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was such a like that boosted my spirits, and I'll honestly say like that kept me like the fight in me to like keep at rehab because there was some BS. There's always BS when you put a bunch of addicts together and try to teach them to use different tools other than spears and fire that they've been used to. They're like, "Bitch, here's a fishing pole. How about you try this?" And they're like, "No."
Yeah. Get on that kayak. No.
Yeah.
But like I think that too, like I had like this mindset of like, oh yeah, like sobriety, but I really didn't know like what it meant to like be there for my own self, because I was a flight attendant, and lots of flight attendants fall into addiction and alcoholism and mental health issues. And for me, like my situation, I had to be there. I had to be there. I had to go. And so I didn't know what it meant to just be there for my well-being. Like because I know how to pass school. We all know how to pass school. We all know how to graduate school.
Carl, I can get the answers to a test like nobody's business.
Yes, thank you, ChatGPT. But there is no cheat sheet for rehab, and that's what sucks. I hate that
because
shit.
you have to actually do the fucking
Put the work in.
Yes,
and the craziest part is that you're putting in the work not for money, not for family, not for a glow up, not for anything. Like they come with it, but you're not doing it for it. You're doing it because you want to, and it somehow betters your life.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing is that's what we're being told.
That's what we're being told.
We don't know that. Like you literally have to drink the Kool-Aid before you start seeing the results, and so we don't know that. Like, oh yeah, your life is going to gradually change for the better, but we're just supposed to take this blind faith. Plunge. Yeah.
And like for me, blind faith. I'm like, I don't trust. I remember writing down in my journal, I don't trust these people. Why do I have to unpack my trauma in front of strangers? Like I don't even tell my friends this shit. But then someone told me, it's like, oh, you don't trust a higher power. You don't trust a community of people who are just like you, been through similar shit as you. You're special, but you're not unique. You don't trust any of that, but you trust the man that tells you, oh, I know a spot. Here.
Drink this.
Smoke this.
Eat this.
Yeah. You trust that.
Yeah.
You get into a car with someone who clearly is under the influence, but they say, I can handle my shit. You trust that.
That's deep.
And I was like, oh,
was that your counselor?
God. Yes.
I love her.
Yes.
Love her.
But it all makes sense. But then that's how I realized that the disease of addiction is legit. Yeah. Because it sounds so foo-foo. Like, oh my God, like I have the disease of addiction. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Compare that to any other disease.
I share that same skepticism. I think before this experience and being an addict, like I don't think I fully understood that this is a disease. I was ignorant, I'll say.
Yeah.
But going through what we've gone through and coming out on top, like I fully understand. This is a disease.
Yes.
This shit doesn't want us to live, and it is this like just leech that just sucks the life out of us until there is nothing left. And just like you, I kind of had that aha moment where it was somebody said to me at one of the meetings, I was like, this higher power thing, not really for me. They're like, oh, sweetie, you have a higher power. And I'm like, They're like, it's in the bottom of that bottle. It's in the bottom of that baggie because you reach for it with blind faith that that's going to take care of you. And that's who you are holding as a God right now. My heart fell out of my butthole. I was like, oh! And at that point, that's like same kind of like moment where it was like, I do have something that I'm serving. I need to be more mindful of it because, it's not cute. It's not cute.
It's not cute.
No.
Yeah. But even with like the higher power thing too, like it was, I mean, everyone can relate if you have like religious trauma or anything about like strict rules set in place. Like for me, sobriety kind of reflected like my childhood of growing up in a cult and like I have to go to these meetings. I have to even like the AA Big Book, like at first it was so intimidating to me because I was like, oh my God, I have to read a Bible. Oh my God, like meeting up with a sponsor was kind of like when my mom would make me meet up with older men in the church
Yeah.
to like study the Bible at 5 years old. Like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this.
Girl, I already have my communion. What is this?
I did, like, and like even with thoughts of wanting to like go out, like see, I would be thinking of like, oh, like what if I ever post myself at a club again? Like, are people gonna think I'm wrong? Like, it's like same things of growing up not being able to post a birthday shout out. It was just kind of like, oh my God, people are gonna judge me, and like I don't need a community that's like so tight knit on me. I hate it. Like,
You wanted to be free.
I like freedom, but the difference between growing up in a cult religion versus AA is like when I would be in church, it would be like I would be like the only one that feels like, does anyone second guess this shit?
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone think what he said was like stupid? And people would be like, no.
Believing.
He's talking through God.
Yeah.
But you can go to an AA meeting and say, holy shit, I want to drink and ruin my whole life tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone else want to just drink?
No.
And you know what I mean? But the thing is, like, instead of having people be like, what?
Yeah.
They're going to be like, we all do.
Yeah, that's why
We all do.
That's why we're here, bitch.
But we know what happens when we do.
Yeah, very that.
That's why we're here.
Yeah. It's almost like what you're saying. It sounds like there's like, instead of blind faith, we have faith from our past and our experiences.
Yeah.
Where it's like, no, my sponsor, I love quoting him. I love him. Bob Kay, he says, play the tape forward. We've seen this movie 100, 1,000 times.
Yeah.
We know how it ends.
Yeah.
And I think there's something about being surrounded by other addicts and people that have faced this thing that are like, oh, sweetheart, like, I have the script for you if you need to read it again. Mm-hmm. Like, I have how this is going to play out. Mm-hmm. And it's so comforting because, like, you have people that have your back, and it's not just these, like, people that, oh, I believe because I believe. It's like, no, bitch, they've been there. They've done it.
Everyone in church wants to pretend like they were saints before coming into that meeting.
Yeah.
But over here, we can be so vulnerable.
Yes.
That life is so real. Like people who are doing well, but was before in active addiction, like close to homelessness, close to having to get their body amputated.
Yeah.
They ended up becoming sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Yeah, girl. I mean, I'm so happy that you're here. Just, besides the fact that I adore you and admire you and I even look up to you, but I'm so happy to have you in my home. I think this is this is the first time you've been here.
First time.
You've met Alex a handful of times now.
Yeah.
The man is a saint. And I was ready and willing to give up everything in life because of my addiction. That's where it had me.
Yeah.
And I'm so blessed. I don't say that as I'm so blessed. No, I say that because I have to remind myself of my blessings because my addiction will run and play. It will run me for a fool and play tricks on me and tell me how everything is wrong, how I am unworthy, So I have to be so mindful.
Worthlessness.
I'm my own biggest critic.
Yes.
And I can tear myself to shreds.
Yes.
And it's so crazy being here, being clear-headed, and being aware of just my blessings. It's so crazy to think that it was this close to just being all wiped away, and I took it for granted. And that's where my addiction had me. Mm-hmm. This shit is powerful.
Powerful.
This shit is a disease. It's a disease of the soul. It is a disease of the mind, and it's a disease of the body. Like, I remember there were days when we met down in Santa Ana, I was in my room for 5 days, and if you go back to my interview with Jack, like, talk about it very early in the episode. I'm like, girl, for 5 days, I hadn't eaten in like days. So I'm just piling food into my mouth, into my body. But I'm backed up, constipated. I hadn't.
Still is.
And I hadn't used the bathroom in like 5 days. And the pain in my lower back, I was literally crippled. I could not walk. I don't know how to like dramatize that point or like express it in the gravity that it deserves. I could not walk. I walked to the kitchen. I ate what I could. I scarfed down whatever food I could get in. I would literally start falling asleep. Like it would start going black as I was standing in the kitchen eating.
Yeah.
And I knew I had to get back to bed because I was so depleted. I was like, my body would shut down and be like, it was crazy. It's the craziest thing to think about.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like crazy too. Like even just like like physical nourishment and emotional nourishment and everything like just good that nourishes even your soul. Like even people just trying to comfort you. Mm-hmm. Your body is hijacked by substance and it just starts rejecting good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That's the sad part too.
Oh, yeah.
It's like it will foolproof like trap you and knock down every avenue of anything like worth like escaping to or like just living for.
Or that stands in the way of whatever that thing is. Like, anything that's standing in the way of you and your addiction, it is going to say, that is danger. That is no good for you.
Yes.
Like, stay here with me. It's crazy. It's crazy.
And so, you know, like, and like it just was a big wake up call because, like, you know, as, you know, children and family members of lines of addiction, like becoming the person, like for me it was my dad who's an addict, becoming the person almost that I like once hated, and like realizing that was like a huge like epiphany, because like for me I was like, oh, I'm not on the streets. I'm not homeless. I still have a job. I still have my family. I still have I can still walk. Life isn't bad. I can still drink. I can still do
all the things.
Yeah.
And because that's what I didn't realize at the time is when I'll speak for myself. When I have to, because this is what I've heard in the rooms, when I have to start rationalizing it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably become a problem way before then. But when you have to start rationalizing your vice, your addiction, your whatever it is that, you know, is this thing that you're like, you know, well, it's fine because I can do X, Y, and Z. That's when you have a problem.
Yeah.
Like at that moment. Can you talk a little bit about like your upbringing? I mean, you were born in Hawaii?
Yes.
That's fucking awesome.
So I was born and raised in Hawaii. And then...
Aloha?
Aloha.
Did I say that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Aloha. And then after high school, like, it was COVID time, but, like, was in and out of
I cannot believe
Korea.
You fucking graduated high school. COVID time.
Yeah, 2019.
Can you leave now?
Yeah.
No,
Are we done?
yeah, interview's over.
It's wrapped up?
I love how young you are.
2019. But I think, you know, like during the time of everything online, like being able to just drink and go to the Keys, like that was like, but like a monumental point of being like, you know, 18, 19, of being able to say, I can do whatever I want. But still being that like hurt little boy.
Yeah.
But just like I'm hotter. Like, you know what I mean? The boys from the high school wanting to hang out. Like, you know what I mean? It was all like just this facade of trying to make up for like this childhood that I disassociated my whole life.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to my job as a flight attendant too, looking back, like I love the job and traveling is so fun, but it was such an addicting lifestyle because, oh, you pissed me off? I'll never see you again. I don't have to see you again. I don't have to like my coworkers because I'll never see these people again.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can go anywhere and everywhere I want.
It's like an easy out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so moving to New York at 21, like prior to Korea was more stricter. So like New York, like I had a plug that delivered. I was in, I was out. Like, so I really couldn't take care of my own house. Or my toilet or my shower would be plugged up.
And I can attest to this because when he finally made it to West Hollywood, we had like double scrub Saturdays. And I'd be like, Zane, you need to fold your clothes. You need to put them in a drawer. You need to put your stuff in a hanger. And so Zane would be like, and I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'm doing this bitch's chores. Remember, I come into your room and I would just start folding your clothes and I would start putting your shit away.
And for the Wi-Fi password.
And figure out the Wi-Fi password. Oh, bitch.
We were treacherous. We were treacherous. Addicts, though. We're addicts.
We're healing. We are not healed.
Progress, not perfection.
That
for
part.
sure.
That part. I'm sorry, I interrupted.
But like no, like just the lifestyle I was living. I was so easy to like, oh my, shit's happening at home, like physically, like with my roommates or maintenance. So, but I don't
Wait, you got into physical altercations with your roommates?
Yes. No, I'm just kidding. No, but like if one of them would like just kind of irritate me, I'd be like, well, I don't care. I'm going to Paris tonight.
Yeah. It's like
care.
the ultimate form of escapism.
It was ultimate form of escapism, and like I was like playing Cinderella. Like I would be in like Switzerland, eating in the city center, like $80 sushi, and going to these bars and wearing these nice outfits and in a nice hotel, and then I'm come back to New York and I'm isolating in my room, doing drugs, feeling lonely.
Yeah.
But posting on Instagram and making sure that people are still like my facade, like even though inside is not fucking well.
Yeah.
I hope these people know that you still can't fuck with me.
And that is such a powerful thing that you touched on. I think the social media and internet, I'm sorry, it's an addiction. Like, it's an addiction. And, like, this facade, this character that, we create and have everybody believe that, this is how fabulous our lives are. But, like, you said it so beautifully. Like, you were, like, so not okay inside.
Yeah.
And it goes to show you, like, it's just, you can't trust the internet and how people, personify their lives because, even me, my Instagram is hundreds of shirtless pictures and beautiful men and kikis and parties and da-da-da-da. And, I'm living with this secret that is taking me out of my life.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going and hiding in these dark corners where I don't belong, feeding this addiction. And I'm fractured. I'm so isolated. And I'm isolating myself, but that's what the disease calls for.
Yeah.
And,
like, even we were reading The Velvet Rage. But one thing that really struck me is, there's always going to be an explanation of, like, gay men and, like, why they do this and why they do this. But, like, in terms of being gay and, like, gays are fashionable, gays are this, but gays know how to make an ugly situation look fucking bedazzled.
Oh, throw glitter in a bow on it and smack it on its ass.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Like my childhood, too. Like, it's like, oh, was I getting, like, abused at home or was I getting bullied at church and stuff like that? Yeah, but I was, like, the fun, fruity friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, like, that was my only sense of worth to people in like around me, my peers, and so I cling on to that.
Absolutely.
You have to,
Absolutely.
or else you're gonna be a loser.
Yeah.
You know?
You cling on to, we have these survival mechanisms and these survival I guess they call them character defects in the program, and it is your environment has called for this in order for you to survive situations. So that's who you become. That's what you personify.
Yeah.
You're not going to be vulnerable and
Absolutely
let
not.
people know, like, I'm scared, I'm
Nowhere
hurting,
near
I'm
me.
suffering. It's
Nowhere
like,
near me.
no, I'm going to make you think, just like this Instagram post, that everything is fucking beautiful.
Yes.
And throw a filter on it.
Absolutely.
And life is grand.
Yes.
Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. And I love that you mentioned The Velvet Rage. Definitely a book I think everybody should check out. It's very gay men focused, but I mean, listen, you can learn something from anybody, anywhere. And they talk about how, the gay, I guess, identity is to no suffering, right?
Yes.
Like, homosexuals have been persecuted throughout history. We know this, but, oh, well, this whole gay is okay, which has been only really a thing for the last, 24 years, let's call it 2000.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that all the hurtful things that were done and said and observed just go away because the mainstream media has dubbed it okay to be gay, and now it's in and the thing. It's like, no, like, I remember growing up, I had a little swish in my step, I had a little sugar in my tank, I was a little feminine boy at times, and I remember very quickly it was like, no, that is not okay. Stop walking like that. No, you can't go play with the girls. Get outside and play with the boys. Like it was just so.
Why are your shorts so short?
Why is short? Like, bitch, my god sister, I used to go over and I would be like, oh, can I wear the Little Mermaid nightie? Like,
yeah,
girl, I was that.
Yeah,
and and like, when the boys weren't around, it was like, okay, but then when the boys were around, then like, no, you can't wear that. Like, it was just so,
like, and it was like Cinderella. It was like very much, and like, even if you had like friends at school who accepted you, like, that was like the biggest thing. Friends at school who accepted you.
Which girl did you? Yeah, you're a bit younger, so.
Or like, like having. You have like not everyone's going to accept you, but you have at least a couple of friends who you can kind of authentically be yourself.
Yeah.
Who know about you.
Yeah.
And then you go, you're having this couple hours of authenticity at school. Then you go home.
Yeah.
Or you go to church. And you're with your family. Who just kind of like degrade you, and you're just like in constant scrutiny of who you are as a person. So then what do? You isolate in your room.
Yeah.
And like, I had like Instagram and Facebook for like my
escape.
And I would like listen to music and dance in my room and pretend like I'm like a pop star. And, like,
yes.
You know what I mean? Like, be anywhere.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
But where you
than who I really was in like fantasy.
Yeah. Yeah,
fantasy addicts.
We hear that very often in the program. Like, the first addiction for a lot of addicts is fantasy. Mm-hmm. It's escaping the real lives that we live, and just being anywhere or being anyone else, because we have been told in some way, shape, or form that something's wrong with us. We're not good enough.
Yes.
And you hear that so many times, you believe it.
Yeah. And it's crazy too is in terms of like self-esteem and worthlessness, like, we're always gonna have that wolf of addiction serving us, mm-hmm. Unworthiness on a fucking silver platter all the time. But what I like is, I've been challenging myself to go to meetings that I absolutely don't want to go to. But of course, it's so conveniently near me. It's conveniently youth in recovery. It's conveniently everything that I would need. And I walk in there And the wolf addiction is like, no, don't go in. You're worthless.
Oh yeah.
And then have people embrace you for who you are is one of the most. It's so sick, but it's so healing.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful. I mean, that, like, you are my little sister.
Very
like,
much.
hands down, per. And, you know, I remember just this, like, maternal instinct kicking in when I met you. And because I see your light, right? We don't, as butterflies
we don't see our
wings. And, you know, it's up to the other butterflies around us to tell us what our wings look like. You know, and it was so amazing watching your journey and you unravel and then put you together, your true self. And, you know, you come into my room kicking and screaming, I don't want to be
Kicking
here.
and screaming.
I'm 22. I shouldn't have to. And why is life?
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you done?
Yeah.
Are you done?
I had to throw oranges.
Literally.
I threw oranges at a bitch.
You threw
I
shit.
threw plants, like vases. You know, I was screaming at people, keep calm and exhale, like
Rip that shit
rip
off
that
the
shit
wall.
off the wall. Like what? Like, oh my god! Like everywhere I fucking look at is the stupid ass Serenity prayer.
Saying
Just
a prayer.
like or in that bathroom, like the White House bathroom. It was like the life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain. I'm like, fuck you, fuck you. You know,
You were not
like I hate
having
this.
it.
Like why? Like and all the staff members were like, it's so normal. It's like I get what you're feeling. No, shut up. Yell at me.
Yeah.
Yell at me.
'Cause that's
Tell me. Spit on me. Yell at me. Tell me I'm worthless. Tell me.
Gobble me, swallow
Tell-
me,
tell
drip down
me-
the side of me, quick
tell
jump
me-
out me, let it get
Tell me
inside
I'm
of
nothing more than just a whole menus.
Mhm.
You know, tell me I'm nothing but just like this, like
Brat.
worthless.
All the
like,
things that we've been telling
bitch.
ourselves.
like to just shut up and take it.
Yeah.
You know, like I lived for that, and
because that's like maybe the wording that we're accustomed to.
yeah,
You know.
and like on top of that, I was in there for eating disorder, and like learning like your body, you starve your body, you drug your body, you drink your body, you hit your body, you abuse your body with people, with sex too,
Yeah.
and your body is still coming back for you and saying, I love you.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be okay.
Like, oh, you just did a whole 2 weeks straight of drugging me, but I still love you. I'm still taking care of you. I want you to survive.
Yeah.
I know we have the disease of addiction but hey, I still love you.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I love that. I
like,
love that.
You know?
No, that is
it's
awesome.
real.
Yeah, it is real, and I love that. I don't think I've heard it put that way.
Yeah.
And I love that because it is a testament to, I think, our worth and our value and just
Yeah.
not giving up. Like,
Yeah.
like that's beautiful.
And that's like just like that little, once that little baby flame of just realizing, hey, maybe I am worth more than being the party boy on the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm worth more than being the hot model's little gay boy,
Mm-hmm. Arm candy.
arm candy, or, you know, when the straight boys, they're like, yo, like, let's make some friends, like, introduce me to your girls.
Mm-hmm.
You know, treating me like I'm some pimp,
Yeah.
you know.
Like playing their fantasy.
Because the
Playing
straight
their
boys, they
game.
know what they're doing.
They
too.
know what's up. Yeah.
And like I feel bad because there's a lot of gay people who have yet to kind of dive into that kind of like social barriers moments.
Yeah.
So they're exploited for abuse.
Very side
straight men.
character.
Very side character
mentality instead of being
Yeah.
the main character in their own story.
Very, yeah. And so I'm like, fuck, like I thought I was the main character the whole time, but oh my god.
Bitch, isn't it crazy when that veil is ripped off and you're like, wait, what?
And you're like, why the fuck was I holding on to it for so long?
Like the facade.
Like I would give up my life.
Mhm.
I would give up my whole life
Bitch.
to like hold on to that luggage, that baggage, that
not carrying the bags, girl.
No, like I was like, I need to hold on to this. Even like I can be sober, I can do this, but just let me have my eating disorder.
Yeah.
Let me have my survival skill.
Let me and that's the thing is these are survivor skills that we pick up along the way.
Yeah.
At one point or another, these skills have literally saved our lives at some point. You know, so you're telling me to drop this baggage that I'm coming in with. I'm telling you, I'm alive today because of this baggage. And you're saying, you know, follow me to freedom. This is the way.
Yeah.
Like, drop everything. And it's like, it's the ultimate mind fuck.
Ultimate.
It is the ultimate mind fuck.
Yeah.
You know, but, you know, here we are, girl.
And like, even like, for me, I had to relapse in treatment. I lied. I drank one night.
I didn't buy the kombucha.
I said I had hard kombucha
Mm-hmm.
until they had to piss test me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you know what? Like, but that was the one time I could actually be honest. Because
I saw a lot of your honesty.
a lot of honesty.
I saw a lot of your honesty.
But to really, like, say, like,
You told on yourself.
hey, like, I messed up.
Yeah.
And instead of just trying to save my pride and save my ass, or save my face and save my ass, like, because what was I going to do? Leave rehab and cheat my way out? I'm lying to myself.
Mm-hmm.
And so, kicking and screaming, but a lot of events happened where, like, you know, I decided I left to leave my job, but that's when I relapsed, and that happened. It all happened on like leap day, and being able to. They said, so are you gonna stay or are you gonna leave? And of course, I was like, I'm gonna leave. Because now that that's like the inner brat coming out, like, so now that you say you want me to live a healthy life and do this and meditate and eat 3 meals a day and 3 snacks and all of this stuff, watch me do the complete opposite of what this whole fucking program tells us to do. Mm-hmm. That has worked for addicts.
Uh-huh.
But me think my special ass is
You
like,
thought you were special.
I thought I was special, so watch me do the complete opposite of what everything you guys tell me to, and watch me succeed.
And how'd that go?
Oh my god, I ended up staying for 2 months. I threatened to leave. I threatened to leave 3 times, and
that was it.
Ended up staying 2 months.
Only 3 times.
Like asking for discharge papers.
I think I was like 3 or 4.
Yeah. He went through with it, but
I actually did leave though. I actually did leave though, because I said, "Oh, see, y'all playing with me now." And the thing about it, when I chose to leave, I had me back. I had Teray back in full swing, and I knew. Here's the thing: in rehab, there's a lot of structure. There's a lot of do this, don't do that, helicoptering, micromanaging.
Very much.
And I think that a lot of people need that. I'll speak for myself. I definitely needed that early in my recovery. But when it got to the point where I feel like I found myself again, I had me back, and then it was still that micromanaging kind of, acclimate to the real world, but don't do it that way. Go to meetings, but don't go to that one.
Especially when you don't live in Los Angeles.
Like, I'm literally going to meetings, and, now one night I did go out, and I went to a bar, and I had Red Bulls with me and a fellow, and it was Grammy weekend, and we called ahead and said we were going to be late because we stayed in the freaking cold rain for like 25 minutes. The cars just kept canceling. We called, we said we were going to be late, and, I still got docked curfew for, the rest of the week. I had my curfew docked. And I was like, this doesn't feel good. And I know I'm going to grow resentful, and then I'm going to act out.
Yeah.
And I'm going to end up doing harm to myself. And all the work that I had done and all the tools that I had gained are going to start flying out the window.
Yeah.
And so I said, thank you. I appreciate everything that I've gained here. You guys have given me so much. But I need to go and establish this community and the support back home in New York, and that's where the magic was for me. I sound like a broken record, but it was in the meetings, it was in the people, the camaraderie, and I needed to find that back home. Like LA is a great place to get sober.
Absolutely.
That will still be my, like, as far as like my sober home. LA.
Los Angeles.
LA. I still do my daily meetings. It's out in LA. Like, I love it. But I needed to set my roots up here because that support that I was getting in the meetings and the community that was being built, it was not transferable. So I needed to come home and do that work.
Yeah. For me, like, I didn't have a curfew because they would breathalyze us at 7, 8. So that means I would go after. I'm just kidding.
I was like, wait, why did you not have a curfew?
Yeah, because, I like to drink my tequila before bedtime. So.
Atta girl. Like a true addict.
Like a true addict.
Atta girl.
Like sober up by the morning.
Mm-hmm.
No, but it was nice. Like, LA really taught me that I instead of complaining, like I could have disassociated my whole time there. The 5 months I was there, like, fuck this. Like, even right now, like, the situation I'm in, like, life is not really structured like the way I thought it was gonna be. But, like, from what I've learned of all that crying and hating it, like, I was on the point of my biggest breakthrough in, like, epiphanies. And like, I could either just be worried and fearful and hateful towards the present right now, but nothing lasts forever, the good times or the bad times.
That's a huge lesson I learned there.
And so even, like, this point of uncertainty, like, I've really gotten back with God, and just being able to be like, well, I don't know what the fuck this looks like. I don't know how the fuck I'm going to do this, but all I know is if I stay sober and seize the moment and just attract the right people in my life by being sober, because my real character will attract that. Mm-hmm. Not little drugged out, strung out Zane.
Yeah, totally.
It works out, and like it's like just like money and everything just comes out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and like it's just unexplainable.
You just have to be present for the blessings that they talk about in the program. Yeah, and I love what you said. Like, nothing lasts forever. I don't think I knew that before rehab.
Yeah. Right?
Like, I knew that, but I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And, my body would tell me situations and things were the end of the world. Like, this is do or die, bitch. And that is just, like, how my body would release hormones and chemicals to, like, tell me I'm in danger, fight or flight, bitch. Mm-hmm. And, my counselor worked polyvagal. We love the polyvagal. And it was such a pivotal moment for me to realize my body is just trying to warn me and, make me aware of a situation. That doesn't mean it's always correct, but I should honor that. I should listen to that. And I should be aware that that is going to pass.
Yes.
Whereas before I would act so impulsively in the moment, like if I didn't do something, the
if I don't
world
have this
was
drink
gonna,
right now.
Yeah, the world was gonna implode, bitch.
World War IV.
Because I'm that important.
Yeah.
We skip right over 3, bitch. 4.
No, because World War III happened in rehab.
In rehab, inside of me.
Yeah.
The battle was in me.
Not like the spiritual warfare,
just fucking bombs.
Yeah. In the toilet.
In the oh, God.
No, but that's so real. Like, it's just like, and even with the honor your body,
now your body's a temple.
Like, honor your body. Like, if your body is hungry, check in with it. Mm-hmm. Nourish it. If you're feeling stressed, put your hand on your heart and tell your body that you are safe. All that stuff. I'm thinking, so if I have a craving, I can do a bump. Like,
because that's what a bitch used to do.
That's what it is.
I'm not trying to eat right now.
Yeah, like, ooh, like,
girl, I might be bottoming tonight.
Yeah. Because could I fuck up an 8-piece from Chick-fil-A right now? Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. But I also could kill this bag real quick.
We don't have to live like that no more.
And it's like, is that honoring my cravings? They're like, no.
No.
I'm like, so what do you mean?
So it's pick and choose.
It's pick and choose.
So it's pick and choose.
It's pick and choose.
Oh.
And they just look at me like I'd be putting in these arguments. Like,
but the thing is, hold on. The thing is, Zane would actually say this shit at rehab in clinic to the counselors. Zane would actually fix his lips and be like, so should I honor my body? Because right now I think that my body's telling me I need a drink. And I would just be like, oh, this bitch is crazy. Like, this bitch is bonkers.
Yes.
Oh, I love
that's
you.
That's why they locked me up for like 3 months.
3 extra months, you mean?
Yes.
Okay. Because you was already there for about 3 months. Oh,
but hey, I got 6 months sober.
And it looks damn good on you.
Just like,
It looks damn good on you. You are glowing. And I don't think it's the pregnancy.
you weren't supposed to say that.
Shit.
You bitch.
Hold on, edit.
Because I got these kids in me. But,
Oh, my. Oh, God.
No, but just the whole experience, like, and like coming back to New York, sometimes I'm like, oh, I hate to say it, I miss it in such a sick way.
Yeah.
Because like there will be days where I'm like doing my laundry, I'm like, damn, bitch, I am still here. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
I am still here. Because it feels like a lifetime. Time is so warped.
Time is, first of all, I thought time was this twisted, warped thing when I was on drugs. But getting sober, bitch, time doesn't exist. Time is like the biggest illusion that it has ever existed in humanity. Like, just, I still feel like I'm in rehab. I don't know. I remember being in psychodrama. Can we talk about psychodrama?
Let's talk about psychodrama.
Let's talk about psychodrama.
Like giving, are you open to feedback?
Are you open to feedback? No, bitch. No.
No.
The fuck I'm not
It's about
open.
me, bitch.
I am not open to feedback.
No.
Like, so
It was too healthy. That was too healthy.
you think that was healthy?
Like it was a little too.
Healthy.
It was a little.
I think that was unhealthy at times. Us having to be locked in a room, literally not allowed to go to the bathroom for 3 hours.
Yeah.
And having to be on somebody's journey with them as they did a deep dive into their past traumas and, talking to their mother or father that wasn't in the room. And girl, I have a choice. I have some chosen words and,
Reenacting that one time, you got your ass whooped.
Mm-hmm. You probably deserved it. I don't know. Ooh. I will just say, I am happy that I was never called on. I think I'll just say the room knew better than to have that experience play
Absolutely.
out. Because it would not have played out the way that, the predatory behavior from the person that ran that class, she knew who to prey on. And she knew who not to fuck with.
Yeah.
And I was not one to be fucked with.
Me neither.
Yeah, she had her little disciples, and those were her go-tos, and good for them. I hope that they got all the healing, and I hope that they got everything they paid for out of that experience.
Yeah. She had some followers.
She definitely had some followers.
My main bitch though.
Mm-hmm. We love. We stand. How did that thumb?
Stand.
Where's this thumb coming from?
Is this FaceTime?
Yeah.
My main bitch though.
Love. My main bitch though.
Our main bitch.
Our main bitch is her.
Who took care of us
Yes.
during that whole experience.
Yes. Shout out to you ladies. Thank you.
I love you.
Love you. Love you.
Text them like almost every day.
Girl, put me on a group chat. I want to say what's up.
Okay.
No. I'm so happy.
But they don't fuck with this joint no more because
No.
ain't no crying in the pink. But no, I'm glad we went at the time it was because
Absolutely.
no fucking institution will the institution will help you, but what I'm realizing is that the power is within.
baby,
The power is within.
it was the brothers in battle. Like,
Very
let's
much.
just say that. Like, the place, whatever, right? But what we got, I'll speak for myself. What I got and what I learned, it was from you. It was from you guys.
Yeah.
It was from everybody that was in there with us that just held that mirror up. You know, I sound like a broken record. Bitch, that mirror was held by each and every one of you.
It was a good ass mirror.
And it showed me, it taught me so many things that are priceless, that like, you know, to go back and do it all over again, I would. Crazy
Yeah.
enough.
Like some of my best memories, like I remember like maybe like my second week from when I came to main campus in PHP. I remember just being in your room and I'm like, wow, this fucking experience sucks. Like I hate rehab, but you know what? Like it's like being in such a nice room, being in your room.
My room
all
was
decked out.
My room was the fucking hot spot.
That was the hot spot.
That was the hot spot.
But bitches knew they couldn't get in.
Yeah. No. It was very select and it was very few.
It was exclusive.
I had my
not gonna
neon
lie.
lights. I had my projector TV
Yeah.
that nobody knew about. We would have movie nights just staring at the ceiling. Girl, I had a whole den, a lair. A lair? Lair? A lair? A lair?
A little man cave.
It was a man cave. You know, but that was it for me. Like, that was it. Those moments got me through, you know?
Yeah, but like being able to like, you know, at all different ages, it was like summer camp.
Yeah.
And like those feelings of, because I mean, when we were together at that time, like there was like maybe 30, 40 people, and it was lit.
Shit
Lit as
started
hell.
getting wild.
It was wild. There was drama.
Do you remember when the plumbing backed up in the treehouse and people got evacuated and then they had to move into another house that wasn't...
there was shit.
There was literally shit coming out of the shower drains.
Yeah.
And the pool wasn't working, the jacuzzi wasn't working, and they got evicted and put into a house that didn't have hot water or heat, and
Yeah.
it was that cold front that we had that
Yeah.
week. Messy. I was on campus trying to keep the peace.
Yeah.
Bitch, when Teray is trying to talk people off ledges, you know some shit is going down.
Yeah.
Like, girl. Do you remember when that woman...
I had a fellow client just call me today about
Her?
this said person because clinic was on campus, but this fellow client had to, who was at the OG,
Okay.
had to go to campus for clinic, but then had to go to clinic to do a weigh-in. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm waiting for you to make it make sense.
I know. That just,
I'll
just,
wait.
just the messiness, like
I'll
you
wait.
know, going from West Hollywood all the way to, up to
The hill.
back down to West Hollywood, and back. Like it's like
And nobody could bring a scale.
no one.
That's oddly peculiar.
I was not allowed to weigh myself like that whole time I was there, and I gained like a cute 30 pounds. Not gonna lie. It was all in this ass though.
That
It
ass.
was in
though.
this unit.
Girl, you better not lose that ass.
It was a
though.
cute install, but
Not the BBL.
no, just kidding.
Well, I wasn't allowed to weigh myself, which made no sense at all because I wasn't a part of the ED program. And I just had back surgery. I literally told this woman, I carry weight and I train my body. I'm a personal trainer. So I carry weight and I train my body differently based off where my weight is for health reasons. If I go above a certain number, it weighs on my back differently. I just need to train different. I couldn't explain it to her because she didn't work out. She didn't believe in working out. She didn't see the benefit. I don't know what her deal was. She hated fitness. Which all good. Whatever your journey is your journey. But don't force that view or that stance on other people. And that's what I felt like was happening. And when I came in with an actual medical concern that I have to be dismissed, well, we argued for 45 minutes in her office until I stepped my ass on that scale. But I got to step on that scale.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not leaving here until bitch, I can't sleep at night. My back is that fucked up.
Yeah.
And you're about to sit here and tell me you don't see the benefits of X, Y, and Z. Well, I don't see the benefits of handing a bunch of ED clients Sour Patch Kids and M&Ms, but we can agree to disagree.
Yeah, that was the hard part too. Like, because the meals were not tailored to any of our weight and heights or nutritional needs. No, like even like the meal plans that they would give us, like you need half of your plate to be carbs, 25% like protein and fats and veggies and stuff like that. Where's the carbs?
We didn't. It was
sometimes it would just be broccolini and steak.
Girl, I can't eat broccolini to this day.
You got trauma?
I have rehab trauma. I can't eat broccolini. Broccolini fucked me up.
She's gonna email you and be like, "Dear Teray, I see this email has very much found you well.
I'm gonna say you damn right, bitch.
I have heard you speaking about me." No, I'm just kidding. But
I said what I said.
period.
I said what I said.
But no, like I don't know, like, but even that, like I was fighting with like my body, and like I was like, I don't like my body, like, dude, my clothes were like barely fitting, like towards the end, because like I used to living in New York City and being a flight attendant, like walking fucking
Active
miles,
and
thousands of miles, and that gym was like mid. And
well, why? Hold on, you were allowed to work out, weren't you? Or were you not allowed?
I was not allowed to, but like,
but you did. You worked out so much. Because I remember there were the other clients that were not allowed to work out, or they would be docked, or they would be X, Y, and Z. And now I'm thinking about it. You were in the gym all the time.
Yeah.
Do you remember that early ass morning we woke up? It was like 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And
we watched the sunset.
Watched the sunset. We did the hill.
Yeah.
We lunged up the hill. We lunged down the hill. We lunged up the hill. We lunged down the hill.
On the road.
And we just laid in the middle of the road and just watched the sun come up. That is such...
That's a core memory.
That is such an embedded memory in my heart. Like, it was so...
Yeah. I still think of that. I remember I was like, you know, like, because as addicts, right, as we said earlier, we want to say everything fucking sucks. Like, everything fucking sucks. But what I learned, I've been going to church. But what I learned in church is that anxiety and gratitude cannot be processed by the body at the same time. And so I think of you with that, because it's like, for me, it's like, fuck, like I have to, like life could be going to shit, but I have to find something I'm grateful for.
Yeah.
But I think of you because there was like this sun deck that was, you know, up in the canyon, and you were meditating up there, and you were telling me that it was fucking cold, there was like little droplets of rain, but you decided to just focus on that like little sunlight,
sliver of sun hitting me,
hitting you, and it was able to tune out all like that, just that,
like wind burn,
that
cold
burn,
water.
Yeah.
Oh,
mind you, because he'd only be up in like Speedos. No, I'm just kidding. But like, just
I was in a Speedo.
You,
that
like
day.
You were just like, you know, like there, and like just like, but you were able to triumph all that just bad, like, you know, everything, and just have the sun, just the sun, focusing only on the sun, and just focusing, hey, let the sun warm me. Fuck the wind. Fuck the coyotes. Fuck everything. That's what I think about when I think about like anxiety and gratitude. Like, well, right now I'm not working. Right now I'm just, you know, foo-fooing around New York. But grateful for my friends.
Yes.
Grateful for my sobriety, because I think these gratitude lists were so bullshit. Like,
girl, me
too. Because now gratitude lists.
Wait,
we just be grateful for anything now.
Too. And bitch, you see my shit every day.
Yes.
I send a gratitude list every day to our little unicorn group.
Our little unicorn group.
And I send it to my sponsor and a few of my friends and family here. And you just said it so beautifully. I did not know, or I've never heard that anxiety and gratitude cannot possess the same body.
Yeah.
And wow, that is so powerful.
You cannot.
That is so beautiful.
Yeah.
And I will say, I think I am a testament to that, because when
Yeah.
I do my gratitude, it sets me up for success throughout the rest of the day, where I'm not so reactive to the things going on around me and the shit that does go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I've already meditated, I've already, sat on gratitude, and I'm going to carry this with me throughout the day. It sets
Yeah.
the tone.
It sets the
So-
tone. And like, like it's so corny and cheesy to me, but it's like, it fucking works.
It works.
It fucking works. And like I thought I would be like, well, all my friends, they're still out at the club. They're still, having fun. And, even when I came back, like meeting up with my friends who were still flying and, traveling and going to Colombia and getting messed up on the weekends. And like, it makes me feel like, fuck, like, I didn't get sober to become miserable. But then, I'm not an average bitch. And so, finding beauty in the things the contrary action, like cleaning my bathroom, even if I don't want to, and cleaning my room, all those little things, like, if it was easy, everyone would be successful.
Mhm.
If it was easy, and you know what, it's a lonely trek sometimes, you can't be with people all the time, but you know what's lonely? When there's only one seat at the top. That's lonely.
That is lonely.
But like seeing like everyone at the top of their
Yeah.
game is
Yeah.
so inspiring.
Yeah.
And like I told your mom earlier, like I thought I had 3 years in me. I started vaping I started smoking cigarettes at like 17, like, and I told my mom like, oh, I'm gonna quit when I'm 21. I'm 23, and so like, but me thinking I could fucking go hard till 25.
Well, the fact that you thought that you had, like, that, I guess, control or power.
Yes.
Like, we are powerless.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that was beat into me so hard in rehab, beat into me. Like, my counselor.
Yes.
And she had all these surrender posters around her on the wall.
Oh my
And,
God.
like, I'd open my mouth and I'd be like, but let me tell you what the fuck happened on campus and why this is some bullshit. And she would just be like, I'm like, oh, surrender.
Oh, she took no bullshit.
Literally.
Yeah, I had her for a little bit,
Mhm.
and I was just trying to complain and throw a tantrum. And she
She's
was
not beat for it.
like, "Is this going to be the Zane show?"
My favorite was when she'd look at me, she'd be like, are you done? Can I speak? I'd be like,
No, because fuck you too.
yeah, because bitch, you could get it too.
Yeah, because you could get it too. You could catch this heat too.
You could get.
You
and,
could.
And she had my mail, and she read my mail, and she knew how to call me on my bullshit.
Yeah.
And I'm so thankful for her.
Yeah.
I'm so thankful you had who you had, because that relationship was so beautiful to
Yeah.
be a fly on the wall. Like, you guys, she loved
Like my own
you.
mother.
Yeah.
And she does call me her, like, she's like, your second mom would love for you to move to LA.
Mm-hmm.
They all want me to move to Los Angeles.
You would do well. You're a vapid bitch.
I would. But I'm bi-coastal, so.
Does that mean you like East and West?
I'm bi-continental.
There we go.
I'm the whole continent.
Mm-hmm.
But, just that. Yeah.
What are some of your takeaways, or I guess biggest lessons that you've learned in our little bit of time of knowing each other?
From you?
No, I mean, if you want to include me, I'm not going to say no. But I mean, just our experience that we just went through.
You know what? Like, there's the biggest ones are the most obvious ones.
Like what?
Like, the shit they say all the time. Keep coming back. It works if you work it, so work it, you're worth it, and live it. We say that shit every fucking day. Gratitude lists every day, serenity prayer every day. And it just flies. It just always flies. But those were the biggest lessons. I am worth the work.
Absolutely.
I am, you know what I mean? All the things that were literally right in front of my face, but I disassociate with my addiction, and like, you know what I mean? Like, even like right here, we're in this nice house, but the disease of addiction, right? Going back to,
could I have a drink? Would that make this better?
That would make it better. Like, we're having this great ass thing, but like secretly in my mind, I'm like, oh my god, if we just had some rails right now, you know, like
Nobody's
like,
gonna know.
Who like that
How
would
would
be
they
like
know?
we'd be so funny. Like, oh, like if we were high right now, like it would be so fun.
And that's the disease, right? Like, you always have to be working it, because if not, you know, it's doing push-ups in the parking lot. I love that saying.
Training for SEAL Team 6. That's
Literally,
what
I
it is.
love her for introducing that metaphor to me. I know the moment I stop doing my gratitude, the moment I stop my morning meditation, the morning I stop going to meetings, that is when my addiction is like, well, you know you could, and nobody would know, and like right then and there, I have to catch myself, because it's like, I would know, you know, I am working an honest program now, and yeah, maybe nobody would know, nobody would find out, but that shit, like, it would just eat at me until I exploded, and or went just completely out, and you know, Lord knows when I would be back. You know, and I don't have another run in me.
I keep thinking I have another run in me. Like, no, not keep, but like, there was like this thought of, well, now that I'm healed, now that I have been through intense therapy, and now that I have some drug awareness, you know, like maybe I can try it again. Like, you know, like if Paris Hilton offered me a bump, of course I'd have to take it. It's Paris Hilton.
That is your,
You know?
that is your disease talking right now.
You know, like, it's that kind of stuff. And then, so, I hate when people say this, but it's so true. Like, oh, so if you can do it in moderation now, why didn't you do it before? Because I just didn't know. Like, it just was good. It just suited my lifestyle, you know? Like, a lot of people just, like, grow out of drugs, you know? Like, so they grow out of it.
Do they?
They never live to tell the story.
That's what I was going to say.
They grew out of it, but they also died. So.
Okay, that's what you meant. I follow now. I pick up what you put down. Yeah.
Pick up.
No matter what.
No matter what. Pick up. Don't pick up no matter what. But, like, that's just the thing. Like, I'm also very competitive because there's some fucking counselors at this joint that is like, you sound like you're in pre-labs.
Oh, damn. Claws. Kitty's got claws.
She's got claws. But, like, then I'm like, you know what, bitch, fuck you. Watch me be fucking sober.
Phenomenal at this. Yeah.
Like, fuck you.
You're doing phenomenal now.
You know, like,
Yeah.
like, that's like the competitive. Like, I know, like, that's not the only way that's gonna keep me sober, but like, ew, bitch, like, fuck you. Like, watch me
If
fucking
that is your motivation right now, let it be, because that will also morph, and that will also transform into the next motivation and the next, and eventually you won't need any motivation, because you will just be coasting and doing all the right things that it doesn't even come to mind. You know, but that's what I felt when I left, and the CEO said that to me, and she goes, oh, this has pre-lapse written all over it. I said, oh, I could see how you could believe that. Thank you for your opinion. Are we done?
No.
She goes, here's my card. Okay, thank you. Take care. You know, it's one of those things, I can show you better than I can tell you. And I'm really good at telling a fucking story, bitch. So,
Very much.
so play with me.
Play with everything.
Play with me.
But my money with me or my man?
Her.
Very much.
Very much that.
But, like, yeah, no. But, you know, at the end of the day, like, just knowing that I can take this time and, you know, for where I'm at right now, like, you know, everything kind of just seems like going to shit, but, like, I'm so grateful that I can afford to still live in New York. I have support more than ever. And people who are like, stay at my house, you know, take me out to eat. And, like, it's a whole nother feeling. Like, I could be feeling more of a victim. Let's just say it like that.
I mean, but you're focusing on your blessings, right? Like my sponsor, Bob, sound like broken record, but, you know, he's like, I am a man of solutions. You can focus on problems and focus on all the things that's not right, all the things that's fucked up in life, or you can focus on the solutions and just be aware of your blessings, be aware of the things that you have, because there's somebody out there right now wishing they had half of what you have.
Yes.
And
The tools.
right? Like wishing they had the support, wishing they had the you know, resources, the know-how. You know, I'm sitting pretty because of the experience that
We stay sitting pretty.
I learned.
But, like, if I even just use, like, a quarter of that energy into, like, bettering my life,
Girl, you'd be at 11%.
I'd be. That's my nickname for him because of he's a project tweaker. You know, like, he'd be putting hooks on the wall, like, for a speaker. Like, why would you do that? Like, why?
Why not?
Like, you know what I mean? Like just the most, like, out of this world, beyond, like, shit.
But did it work?
Yeah, his drug of choice was whatever Lucy took. You know, we got Morgan Freeman banging on our doors, like.
Girl,
But like if we put that energy towards something different,
yeah,
we'd be at like 11.1.
11 and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here for those numbers. Anything else for the children?
If I just knew that my authentic story was worth it, you know, I don't have to. Just being able to own my trauma. When you're in that just shit time of your life, especially as a kid, you think you're the only person in the world going through it. Especially if you play like that happy family in public, and when you go home, you're getting yelled at.
Yeah,
And your parents fighting. But to be at a point now where I used to, you know, live in the facade, because once I was able to do the drugs and travel and go far and run away from farther than ever than my past, to have to face it, like going back into the fucking Shark Tank in rehab and face it. This is what I went through. This is what happened. But this is how I got out of it. I think there's such good power in that.
Absolutely.
That I just didn't even know that that was power. Nothing can take away from my authentic self, which I thought it was.
Yeah.
Drugs was taking away from me.
Yeah.
That was the only thing. No person, place, or thing can take away from you but drugs and yourself, self-sabotage. And so I think it's just crazy. And this, you know, talking about it in this situation just is so healing. And I'm just so grateful right now.
Well,
Yeah.
I love you. I'm so thankful that we did this. I'm so thankful to have you in my life. Mwah. All right, ladies and gents. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Filling the